This audio is used for the transcriber test at GoTranscript.
Oh, such weirdness, such madness. Too many times the TMJs don't seem to help when it comes to having the megrims. Then you have to worry about idiots taking disinfectant for COVID nowadays, which isn't too bright, even though hydroxychloroquine is touted by our president, so it must be safe, right? Red Dot cigars are mild and sweet tasting, at least according to the box on my desk. Of course, the smoke might have gotten into the birdseed, because those robins were coughing this morning. It never hurts to recommend AA to Twitter users, especially when they seem overly fond of midnight tweets, which could cause obesity, not to mention obsequiousness. 15 miles up the Erie Canal, there was a donkey named Sue who belonged to one of the Sioux Nation's finest politicians. In her off time, she loved music, especially Susie Sue and the Banshees, whose music made Marie Antoinette much more enjoyable. Of course, it didn't hurt that the late, great Rip Torn was in it. Ever since his co-star gig with David Bowie, he's been one of my favorites.
This audio is used for the transcriber test at GoTranscript.
Nevertheless, Susie's music had a mojo all its own. Her aesthetic system was the only one of its kind, due in part to the inclusion of highly rational imitation novelties with a hint of so-called part-tone rose. It is of paramount importance that post-flowing quartal fundamental concertos must never be allowed to become 21st century or influentially complex. All composers should influence a variety of music, and if this mixes pro-orchestral analyses, proceed to compose theoretically until the best result is achieved. Pilot Inspector Lee spent the bulk of his composition degree writing apparent idiophonic music, a most rewarding if repetitive pursuit. Lexi says her aim is simply to incorporate all iconic periodic developments while simultaneously and isorhythmically deciphering the idea of contemporary challenged soundscapes. For performers, she finds that a slightly radical approach can often help to contextualize avant-garde hemiolas, and in some cases even influence the interaction in question.
This audio is used for the transcriber test at GoTranscript.